Journeys. Reggie Miller. Reg will be on the call for the Blazers-Pacers. That'll be coming up Thursday at 8 Eastern on TNT, along with the award-winning Kevin Harlan and Kristen Ledlow. Reg joins us now. I don't know what the feeling is like in Los Angeles today, Reg. This celebration of life with Kobe and his daughter at Staples. What kind of feeling do you think it's going to be like there?
Well, I think it's a chance for especially the LA-based fans, the ones who followed Kobe's journey as well as his daughters. It's a chance for them to say goodbye. This is a very difficult thing to navigate because Kobe he was part of the people. He was a people's person, and this is a chance for them to not only pay their respects but to celebrate the young man that he was when he came to them when he was 17 or 18, and then tragically left us at such a young age. So I'm sure it'll be a little bit therapeutic for a lot of people. I know they're expecting a lot of people, but I think this is a good chance for people to say their goodbyes. People here are still processing this loss here. It's because, I go through days where you just shake your head because you cannot believe it. Here it's a little bit different. I don't know where it is around the rest of the country, but here it's just people are still a little bit in a fog or a daze because they still just can't come to grips that Kobe is gone.
On the basketball floor, who was better offensively of anybody you were around?
That I've ever played against?
Yeah. Like, where does he fit into that conversation?
Oh, I would say if him and Michael would probably be my two. Him, Michael, and Mitch Richmond were probably my three worst guys that I've ever had to go against. All pose different challenges. At that shooting guard position, Kobe was so complete. He was a mirror image of MJ, in my opinion. Both strong, quick, athletic. The Rock, Mitch Richmond, was a little bit more physical, had a little bit more of a better post-up game. But those three were probably my toughest covers throughout my 18-year career.
Yeah, because, there's one thing. There's a lot of guys who have a lot of talent, but then there's that little gene or characteristic that they want to kill you. We saw that with Jordan. I'm sure Bird had that as well. I don't know if Magic had it. Isaiah at times had it. But Kobe, it felt like that was on all the time. It's like a nightlight that was always on, and he couldn't turn it off.
I try to tell people all the time, Michael and Kobe, they wanted to embarrass you in front of your family and friends. They didn't care. It was almost like they were missing that care gene, right? They couldn't sympathize with you. And Kobe was very much the same way MJ was. A little bit different away from the court. Once you kind of got to know them a little bit, but on the court, never showed you their cards at all.
Yeah, I hope it's cathartic for Laker fans because this is, as you said, like you can't be in Los Angeles without feeling something, seeing something, talking to somebody, and the fact that Vanessa and those three little girls are going to be there today, and I hope it's in some ways cathartic for them as well. But, I love the numerology that you have 2 for Gianna and 24 for Kobe, and to be able to celebrate life, which will be very difficult, but
and everywhere you drive around here and go, there's billboards, there's murals, there's paintings, there's posters, there's billboards, all for Kobe and Gigi, and let's say this too, and for the other 7s that was lost as well, because we can't forget about them. So I think this is a celebration really for all 9 people that were on that helicopter. And it's a chance in some small way for some people just to say goodbye or to tell a story or to have a brief encounter you may have had with one of these 9 people. It's a chance for you to say thank you, We praise and we will honor you. We will continue your legacy, whatever that may have been for, any one of these 9 people. But it's just a great chance, to hug one another. And, while people are here, we need to be a little bit more accepting and appreciate people here, because it happened so sudden. A lot of people didn't get a chance to really tell Kobe, Gigi, or these other 9 people goodbye or what they felt. I think it's been a reality check for people to start looking at people that are in the present, in the know now, and tell people how much you appreciate them while they're on God's green earth.
Reggie Miller on the call, the Hall of Famer. He's got the game Thursday night. Blazers, Pacers. Did you watch the fight?
Oh, who didn't? Yes, I did. I was a little surprised. I thought Tyson would end up winning, but I didn't think he was going to beat him down like that. I really didn't.
He was what people forget is he's actually a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. Wilder is a puncher. Fury can punch you, but he's a pretty nimble guy for being that big. He's a good boxer.
And people did look. For those who don't follow the fight game, Tyson Fury's footwork.
Yeah.
You mentioned boxing. His footwork is phenomenal, and being able, because he knew one punch could end his day, right?
Yep.
So he was waiting for that overhand right by Deontay, but he jabbed him to death, broke his eardrum, threw off his equilibrium, and the rest was history.
And then licked his blood.
That was a little bizarre. That was a little crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, even for Tyson Fury, that was crazy. I think he just licked his blood.
But he's a showman too, right?
My God.
I mean, he gets he starts every fight like the gladiator, that whole chant. He's kind of like that, get the crowd and you'll win your freedom. He got the crowd behind him. He came into this fight a star and he left a superstar. He is a superstar in the sport of boxing now. And I guess everyone wants to see him and Anthony Joshua. I think that's the next big fight, unless there is a rematch clause between Deontay and Tyson. But it was a good fight. I didn't think he was going to beat him down like that.
Yeah, and then to see him have his corner throw in the towel in the 7th round. Switching to some basketball, I was watching the Lakers and the Celtics yesterday. Jason Tatum is the star that nobody talks about. Now, he's getting a little bit more attention here, but it's that position that gives the Lakers problems. There's 2 things that I looked at yesterday. That talented 3, that wing guy who can hurt you inside and outside, and also LeBron's free throw shooting is still an issue. After all these years, you got to make these free throws because you're going to have the ball in your hands. And do they have somebody who can shut down, lock down, at least contain one of those, talented wing players? And I think that's a big concern for the Lakers in how far they go in the postseason. Your thoughts?
And think about Boston as well, because you mentioned Tatum, but you also have Jaylen Brown and you also have Gordon Hayward. So you have 3 talented wing players that are all long, athletic, and can take you off the bounce. Tatum, the All-Star, has played phenomenal this past. I think he's averaged 30 points over the last, this past month. So
he's good, man.
He's very good. And now you can see why Danny Ainge and that Celtic Trust hung on to those assets in him, because he was going to be part of that Anthony Davis potentially being traded to Boston, where, Anthony Davis said, look, I'm not going to sign with Boston, and that's probably why it didn't happen. But the Boston – but here's the problem with the Celtics. It's not the Lakers. How are they going to solve that problem in Milwaukee and that length? We talked about the 3 lengths that they have. Do they have enough to get past that length and the versatility of the Milwaukee Bucks? It's not the Lakers they're worried about. They better be worried about that Greek freak.
Well, also, the Raptors have been playing as good a basketball as anybody. They're 17-1 since the middle of January here, and not that they're the same as they were last year, but they are playing extremely well.
Championship DNA. Right? Everyone keeps counting them out. Everyone's talking about Miami and Milwaukee, Boston, rightfully so. But at the end of the day, there's only one team that has the belt around their waist, and that's Toronto. and they have shown that. And through they've had multiple injuries this year to key players, Lowry, Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka, and Nick Nurse, the head coach, has found ways to navigate this. These guys understand how to play well as a team, and they just pounded my Pacers last night into submission. I mean, it wasn't even close. So keep sleeping on Toronto, because Toronto could be one of those teams. I would not be surprised if they could upset Milwaukee again. Now, I know they don't have the great closer in Kawhi, but collectively as a team, they're as good as they get.
All right, if I said let's have a draft on the teams that will win the championship, I give you the first pick and I get the next two.
I'm going with Milwaukee.
Okay. So
and your next two would be?
I'm going to take the Lakers and the Clippers.
And then I would probably go with Toronto and Boston.
No, you don't get two picks. You get one.
I'll go with Toronto.
All right. So you got Toronto and Milwaukee. You got the East, and I got the West winning the championship. Mm-hmm. All right.
I think the three best teams are Milwaukee and the two LA teams.
Okay.
But the problem is the two LA teams, only one can come out.
Well, I thought Joel Embiid is the best player in the world.
According to Joel.
But I thought he was saying that he's among the best players. I looked at the headline and I was like, is he really saying he's the best player? I don't have any problem if he says he's the best. Like everybody was like, oh my God, he said he's the best player.
He's supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Supposed to say that.
What if he said, I think I'm the 14th best player in the NBA? Like
so
you thought
no
you were.
With him saying that.
You thought you were. I mean, if I said,
I thought I was. Look how dumb I thought I was better than Jordan. How dumb am I, Michael? Who? I don't care. In reality, no. But look, if Philly wants to get back, and we thought Philadelphia was going to give Milwaukee a run this season for that best record in the Eastern Conference, they've got to get better on the road. And I know people are trying to, tear Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. The first concern is the back of Ben Simmons and how long he'll be out. I know he's supposed to be getting an MRI. They don't know how long he'll be out.
Didn't he get hurt at the All-Star game, Reg?
He may have.
I think he fell, and it was kind of quiet that he got injured there. And now all of a sudden it's sort of being brought to light there. But I got another question for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to understand why LeBron is not going to win the MVP, that it's going to be Giannis.
I think the top three will probably be Giannis, LeBron, and probably Luka. Luka's missed some time, but he's come back and hasn't missed a beat. Those will probably be the finalists.
LeBron, the last time LeBron won the MVP?
The year?
Yeah.
What, 6 or 7 years ago?
Yeah, it was 2013, 2012, 2013. He was 28 the last time he won an MVP.
He is certainly deserving of the MVP this year.
Isn't that he's a great story. I know we love stories. We do. We've written the story on Westbrook. We've written the story on Harden. We've written the story on the Greek Freak. And now we can rewrite the story on LeBron James. He got tons of mileage. There's no load management. The guy is out there playing, leading the league in assists, and he's been the best player on his own team. I as much as the Greek Freak, you can say he's the best player in basketball. I have no problem with that. But LeBron,
your better story
yes,
is LeBron?
Yes.
I can't fault anything you said right there.
Okay.
But if you're going strictly by numbers, you've got better numbers by Greek Freak, and he has the best record and has a chance to win 70 games.
I know.
That's a pretty good story as well. And you're like LeBron, no load management, has played 90% of the games this year, and brings it every day.
Do you know that LeBron has played 3 complete seasons of playoff basketball games? 239 playoff games. So when we say he's 35,
he's not really. He's really like 37, 38.
Yes, and he's doing this at a still at a high level against guys who are 10 years younger than him.
Agreed.
I don't know. we love
agree.
the story. We love the story. And speaking of which, Zion Williamson, did we underestimate Zion Williamson?
We did. You and I, we both did.
I did.
We thought, hey, pack it in, get ready, win the Rookie of the Year next year. But he has proved a lot of people, including myself, wrong.
Well, I just didn't. I wanted to maybe temper the expectations for him because it felt like they were unfair. And maybe I was trying to protect him in some way. I don't know. But I thought, you know what? If he puts up Julius Randle numbers of 20 and 10, that I would love that. And now it looks like 20 and 10. Come on. You got to be kidding me.
I want him to get to the finish line. So there's still, 25-ish games to go.
Can he win the Rookie of the Year?
No. You just can't come in. He's only played a month's worth of games here. John Morant's been around since the end of October. So
I know. I just think I'm just throwing it out there, Rich.
He has the name. He has the name. But John Morant has been.
He deserves it. John Morant has been great, but Zion, if he continues to do this for 20 more games,
he won't play 20 more games because they will load manage him.
All right.
There's some back-to-backs left in there, so he won't play.
What if they make the playoffs and they beat Memphis out for that 8th spot?
Okay, now that's a different story. Now we can start talking. If they find a way to catch Memphis and make the playoffs, and he continues to play like this, Zion is our Rookie of the Year. I'm going with that.
All right. Reg will be on the call with Kevin Harlan, Kristen Ledlow. That'll be Thursday. It will be the Blazers and the Pacers. Reggie goes back home to Indiana.
I'm going back to Indiana. Indiana's where I'm from.
Where is your jersey? Where's your jersey in the building?
I believe it may be next to Uncle Mel Daniels. Okay. I know it's up there, or Mr. Roger Brown. See, is either Uncle Mel or Mr. Roger Brown. You got to respect your ABA elders. They paved the way for a lot of us.
Now, where is Travis Best's uniform compared to yours?
It's somewhere in there. It's in a locker, like underneath by the
Austin Crozier's jersey.
You got a lot of jokes from my fellow teammates there, Theodore.
Yeah, and maybe if I put both Davis brothers together, maybe I would have had a complete player.
Well, I will say this. The Davis brothers.
They protected you.
Yes, they did. Rick Smith should be having his number retired up there. There's a lot of great Pacers players that numbers need to be in the rafters as well.
All right. Didn't Travis Best score 81 points in a high school game?
He did.
Yeah.
He was Kobe before Kobe.
Ball hog. What's wrong with guys getting like record number assists in high school? You guys always got to score.
Let me ask you a question. In Dayton, Ohio, what was your career high
36,
back in Dayton?
36 and 32 minutes.
That's it?
Well, I didn't play 32 minutes. I played less than that, and there was no three-point shot.
Okay, so did most of this come from outside? Or
of course it did. I was known as Mr. Outside in high school. I was Mr. Way Outside, Reg.
Okay. I'm just, hey.
No, it sounded
people want to know.
No, they know because I tell them all the time. Yeah, they know way too much. They know more than they want to. I'm Mr. Way Outside.
I like that, Mr. Way Outside. Thank you for having me
Thank
on the
you,
show,
Reg.
Theodore.
All right. Reggie Aloysius Miller, Jr. III.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.